Hello there, Starscream back for an odd review of some forgotten transforming toys. Now, you probably know what I'm referring to. I've touched upon a few gobots before, looking at them, haven't I? But I haven't really gone into any great depth. And believe it or not, there's more than just the gobots. Oh yeah. There's another forgotten transforming toy line. But, give me 1 second. Alright, gobots. They had their own interpretation of Arrival from Cybertron, didn't they? Which was this. I can't believe I've still got these on VHS tapes. I mean, that's a forgotten thing altogether anyway, isn't it? Never mind. I don't want to talk about DVDs, VHS and Blu-ray, really. They had their own film. Obviously, you're not going to get a DVD release of any of these because Hasbro own the rights now, and obviously it's going to conflict with their using of the name GoBots and Leader 1 and stuff, so don't expect a release on DVD anytime soon. Unless Hasbro still feel there's a bit of cashing in to be done. You never know. You never know. Fingers crossed. Anyway. It's not a great film. As I said, essentially it copies Arrival from Cybertron. The Renegades and the Guardians come to Earth. They have a little bit of a fight. The Guardians make friends with good humans. The Renegades make friends with a bad human, a bit like Dr. Arkeville out of Transformers. Have a bit of a fight. They build a spaceship, and then they're gone. Okay. And then we have the show that's on TV. Well, it was when I was a kid anyway. And the aforementioned leaders of these, so we've touched on these before, is supersized here Leader 1 and supersized here Psykill. But they felt that their toy line, I think this was, you know, not really competing too well against Transformers at this time. So let's add something else into the mix, shall we? Alright, they didn't go with Pretenders and Action Masters and Power Masters and all the other master things you can think of. They thought they'd introduce a whole new toy line. And it was the Rocklords. Now, the Rocklords are essentially introduced in GoBots vs. Rocklords. It's not really GoBots vs. Rocklords. It's just they meet the Rocklords and the Rocklords ask the GoBots for help. Well, they ask the Guardians for help. Obviously, the Renegades get wind of this and they befriend the bad Rocklords. So I don't know if they have a particularly different name, to be honest with you. Just good Rocklords and bad Rocklords. And Magmar here wants to get all the scepters from each key kingdom so he can have the ultimate scepter. And the only one he can't seem to get hold of is the one that Boulder's got. And Boulder's the one who makes contact with the Guardians and they help him and blah blah blah, and eventually the Guardians and the good Rocklords win. End of film. And I've got to say, it's a pretty good one. I actually can watch it today quite happily and it's very entertaining. And now, let's get on to the toys, shall we? Rocklords. Yes, alright. They transform into rocks. Whoa, dear, that's a revelation, isn't it? To be honest with you, they have little weapons and they have little vehicles to run. There's an Action Master that transforms into something that's useless, like a paperweight, okay? So, make there be paperweight formers, where you get a transforming robot, which isn't too bad, and he transforms into a paperweight, and you can hold paper down on him. Or doorstops. I don't actually know where they're going with this toy. I mean, what is the best attack a Rocklord can do? He can run up a hill, then run down the hill, then transform halfway down the hill and roll. And that's it. Never mind, apparently it's the power of living rock. The Rocklords are very similar to GoBots, but they're nothing like Transformers. Apparently they were... Why do I keep saying apparently? They were organic beings in their own right, and apparently some... Said it again, god damn it! Calm down now. Oh my goodness! I'm not going to stop. I'll just carry on, alright? It's a lot easier that way. They had a shift in their planet's gravitational pull, a bit like Star Trek 2. Even though I held up 1, 2. I won't turn that round, promise. And they couldn't survive. So the parent... So they took the form of a living rock. We got there in the end. Okay, this is Boulder. He is the leader of the good Rocklords. This is Magmar. He is the leader of the bad Rocklords. I don't know if there's any difference between the names of them. They're not Guardians and Renegades, but there we go. I actually happen to kind of like the Rocklord toys. Other than the fact they transform into rocks that are all dysfunctional and odd shapes, the toys are quite nice. Now, I don't actually, where have I gone, drops off camera, don't actually know the names of all these guys. Now, the only one I want to get, pardon me, is Nugget, because he isn't a rock and he wasn't an organic being. He is purely a robotic form who transforms into something that resembles a rock. So he's the only one who's different, as far as I know, because I said I don't know a lot about the Rocklords. So if somebody wants to put me right, by all means, go for it. I mean, because I'd be interested to know myself. And I'm not looking it up online because that's cheating. I don't know who this guy is. I was told it was Nugget, but I know it's not, because it looks nothing like him. The actors they had for the GoBots versus Rocklords, there's a couple of few famous voices there. Roddy McDowall being one of them, I think. And he voiced Nugget, if I recall. Anyway, the toy line isn't bad. I'm just showing you a few of these. I mean, these toys are kind of odd. Now, I can't be on it. I could write the names down and put them here to my side and read them off, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know the names of them. I'm just not that familiar with Rocklords. So if any Rocklord fan watching this going, what a moron, I'm sorry, I just don't know their names. I like this one. He's got a funny bird-like clawy thing. If I recall in the show, he's kind of like Starscream in the fact he's an arsehole, but I can't be certain. This one here, purple blocky guy, makes a very good rock before he's transformed. This one's got two heads. Yeah, it's alright. What I'd prefer to talk about, though, is the GoBots. Now, we know the story of the GoBots, don't we? So, no prizes for guessing. But before I run out of time, if I haven't already, let's take a quick look at some of the GoBot toys. Alright, this is one of the super-sized ones, and this is Zemon, I think it's called. He, to me, is essentially Alphatron. He's sort of like an oracle that they go to. He's old, beyond all time, he knows everything. And when you need some good advice, you go and see Zemon. And here he is. And he goes into a rather snazzy 240Z. The same transformer that Smokescreen... No, not Smokescreen, I take that back. Silverstreak and Prowl transformed him to. I think he was a 280Z or 260Z. A nice toy, in all fairness. I don't mind these bigger ones, they're quite nice. And this is Baron... Is this Baron Von Joy? I'm not quite sure. He's a Porsche. Now, I can't remember if he's a good guy or a bad guy. It's been a long time since I watched the show. I do have the toy. I've got another Porsche one as well, but I don't know who that one is. So, I was thinking this was Baron Von Joy or something along those lines. I may be wrong. But the toy itself is nice with the super-sized line. And the only other two I've got on that scale is, as you know, Leader 1 and Cycle. Now, we've got some of the other popular characters from the show. Oh dear, we have a problem with Turbo. His arms just come off. Now, essentially the difference between GoBots and Transformers is they resemble their animated counterparts a lot better than the Transformer ones do. Do I need to say Ironhide and Ratchet for an example? No, I don't actually. So here's Turbo. The only problem with Turbo, other than the fact his tiny little toy and his arms fall off, is his face moulding is nothing like the show. But the toy isn't too bad. And let's take a look at some others. I'm not sure who this guy is. Undoubtedly, GoBot fans will know. But I kind of like it, and I've watched him in the show, and I knew he had a name, but... Obviously he's got a name, but I can't remember it. Now, I know this one. Is this Dive? He transforms into an antiquated submarine, apparently, and all they do is call him Rust Bucket and Rust Hole and Rusty and all that kind of thing, what the Renegades do anyway. And in all fairness, the Guardians aren't a lot kinder to him. As I said, it transforms into an antiquated World War II submarine by the looks of it to me, but I could be wrong. Not much to say on it, other than the fact I'm pleased I own it. Alright, now we have two versions of... Is it Crasher or Crusher? I think it's Crasher. We've got a white one, and we've got a dark coloured black one. Now, this is the one you'll find featured in the show. This one you'll find not featured anywhere. And it seems to have Dunlop written on the back. So obviously sponsoring something, a bit like Jazz when he had the Martini Asti on it. Nice toy. Not a nice character. Alright, now where are we up to with this? I'm looking down, I'm sorry about it. It's very, very unprofessional. Scooter, I've done a look at him before. And yeah, I really like the guy actually. There we go. I don't know, he looks like he's fumbling for a lift. Obviously can't transform at the moment. Unlike Transformers, GoBots have to be given their transformation... Transformation? I sound like I'm out of the Muppet Babies. Transformation abilities by a machine. They don't automatically inherit it. It has to be given to them. But there we go. So yeah, I'd love to show you all the GoBots I've got. I've got more than I showed at the beginning. To be honest with you, I can't be bothered to get them off the flipping shelf because all they do is fall over. And I've got a few more Rocklords, but I don't have Nugget. So I have bid on the guy. So fingers crossed I get him, alright? Okay, I hope that was some insight in towards, you know, rock lords and more rock lords. And if you ever thought of getting them and you wondered, look out for them. And it's nice to start a collection off with them anyway. But especially the gobots I'm personally more of a fan of than rock lords. Anyway, so that's me. Just a quick look at the rock lords gobots, the show. I'm trying to condense this into one review, and if it's gone over, I'm in big trouble because I don't want to do 2 reviews. So take care, you guys, and see you out there.